I wouldn't have think myself or known how to reach out to the congressman. Like I wouldn't done it. I would just still be waiting, and the process. Who know what will have happened? So the fact that you share with me how to contact the congressman and do that really made a difference. Like I strongly believe that the reason why I have my green card in hands now it's because I reached out to him. He made the inquiry, and they were like, okay, wait, we need to do this. I was planning on doing everything myself because, like I said before, I have used lawyers, paralegal. Like I did it myself, like the TPS, I did it strictly myself. So I felt confident enough to know what to do. Yet, because all my waiting times has been taking so long, I was trying to see if I could find like some sort of help that will like warranty that I was gonna get it. It was mostly because I have a lot of like anxiety. Like I wanted to make sure that everything was right. And then I came across to your TikTok, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me, because like I know what to do, but there's details there that I've never been to this process, so I don't know the extra stuff there. And then like all your program teach you, like there's, of course, there was little stuff that I saw and I'm like, see, I wouldn't have think of this. That was very nice. So it was very, very helpful, because once again I felt confident to do it myself, but there were little details that I didn't know they were important, that will make the difference.
Yeah.
And you provide that, like those initial letters, like the cover letters, I wouldn't have think of that. And it's very nice because that way it's like a summary of what you are sending to them.
Yeah.
And the medical exam, I will have not thinking of sending like right away, especially because like the letters of like the support with all the people, like those little details that you think but then it's very overwhelming. So with your program, like you are like step 1, step 2, like what you need to do. There will have been maybe no mistakes with missing steps. So I will have gotten a lot of like requests of evidence, or like the process will have been delayed because they probably will be like, hey, we need this, or we're missing this.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will have done by myself, I could potentially have done it well, but there will be things that will have been missing. And so that will have for sure delayed the process. When I used a lawyer the very first time, it was an American family who got the lawyer in the end, because they were kind of like, we don't know anything about immigration, and you also got here, so we wanted to be on the safe side. But I felt like it was a little bit pointless, because first, if a lot of money, the lawyer that my American family paid for that, I don't even know how to prepare them for that. Like that's crazy. And now with me, like just getting married, getting a house, I wouldn't have that much money to pay for a lawyer. And because I feel like, once again, yeah, I guess it's nice to just give them like all your personal information and let them file that for you, but other than that, I feel like they really don't do much. I feel like, yes, you're paying for the knowledge, but again, with your program, we're pretty much doing the same. Like we're paying you for the knowledge that you know how to file all this stuff, and then we do it. So
Yeah.
it's, and I like doing this stuff myself because it made me feel like I have control over it. So your program was way more appealing to me on that aspect. I needed the knowledge of someone that's been through it, that know things that I didn't know, but I didn't necessarily need anyone doing the job for me. Like I can do it myself. So you're perfect for that. Like, yes. And it's always nice. I'm like proudly say like, I did that. So that way, and I get the knowledge, the experience. Like I did this. I've been through all those other process. I went through this process too. Because I know, like, if you use a lawyer, even sometimes when you get the answer and everything, they send it straight to your lawyer. They don't send it to you either. So I was like, I don't need that. I want it myself, Then we have the first Zoom meeting. Evan was there, and we talked. You show everything, and then we agreed that we wanted to do it because you explained it very well to us what to do, and I feel like something you offer that give you like the star of you're winning is that you are willing to help us once we need to remove the conditions and if we want to apply for that citizen test. If we will have gone through a lawyer, it's not only more expensive, but that's a whole other process that we need to pay again.
Yeah.
Also, you are an immigrant yourself. You've been through that. So I really like that. I appreciate that. I always tell Evan that if in the future I could somehow do something that will help immigrants to figure this process, I will do it too. Because whether it's like applying and working with immigration and trying to take better look at these cases, like something, I always tell Evan that something needs to be changed with how they handle immigration, but you know.
Yeah, we're
I
working.
feel like you understand that. So I just felt more, you know, it resonated more with you. Something just told me like, just go with her. I was doing my research lately. TikTok is a place that everybody's gonna just ask and go through it. And you know, it came to me your videos, and you know, I then was searching all your page, everything that you were doing, and the more I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, like this is what I need. Like I said, especially because it's a program where you're telling me what to do, you're giving me the knowledge I need, and then I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And was cost effective too. I feel like everything just really worked very well with your program. Like, and how willing you are to get tips or like message from us, from, you know, and the whole group on Facebook, the support group that, you know, then you have a whole community on that. That also helped a lot. With a lawyer, I would have not have that. And you know, it's nice to have all the other people in the same boat as you, and you have an idea, because just how there's people that got their stuff very quickly, there's still people waiting. So it will give you both sides of the story. So if you will feel bad, then you also will be like, okay, but I'm not the only one, you know, like it will happen. So that was really nice. After 6 months of my original application with the marriage method, I got my work permit. I feel like maybe it took 6 months because I previously had a work permit, and maybe they could see like, you know, like you have one right now, you can wait until getting another one. Because in the real time looked like I only waited for 1 month from one work permit to be expired to get the other one. So it worked out for me. Like it wasn't like I stayed without the work permit and I status for so long. But it's funny because I didn't know that was gonna be the case, and I was freaking out because I would see other people like getting in the group, like, you know, like I got it and the other person got it, and I'm like, it's been almost 6 months and I haven't. It was very weird because I got 2 requests for evidence, and one deleted to me, and the other was directly sent to Evan. And you know, at the time through my account, I couldn't see anything. To this day, even though the case is approved, I cannot see the documents from the Form I-130 through my account. The one for the I-4-185 was the medical exam, which made no sense because I sent that with my initial package. I was lucky enough that when I called the place, you know, they told me like, come here, we're just gonna sign everything again. You don't have to redo it. And I didn't have to pay anything for that again either. So that was, you know, very nice that it was smooth. But then literally the same week after I sent that is when I found out that I got another request for evidence. It was like so annoying because I remember me, you know, paying, sending everything, and then realizing that I had another evidence. I was like, I could have very well sent everything together. Then the one that I got for the I-130, it was very absurd because it was the form, basically the I-130A. So that page. So I thinking maybe I either misspelled something, there was like some sort of like something in blank, or the page was missing. But at the same time, it's like, is it really that way? Because I was like really doing everything, and I've done a bunch of those forms before. So I was really trying to do everything all right. And I remember like going through pages and being like, this one's wrong, I need to print it again, this one's. So it's like, I doubt it was my mistake, but you know, we all make mistakes, so let's give that to them. Maybe it was my they make it sometimes impossible
Yeah.
for us. And like I keep telling Emma, like I understand, and I feel like myself, an immigrant, is so hard to sometimes be in this position because you feel in the middle. Like I understand what they want to take, the actions, and they can be hard to get, but then you also understand why it shouldn't be that hard. That's why I feel like the season should be changed, and it should be really more like case to case, more like a generalized, that kind of how it is right now.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, it's overwhelming, it's so many things. Yeah, it was 1 year, 3 months, 2 weeks.
She knows the exact number of those weeks.
I think it was a few specific things, but I do not remember much because I knew I have a brief idea of what I needed to do. But like you said, I was anxious and I knew that there were details that I wasn't aware. And that I needed someone that either knew about it or has been through it that could have guided me on the right way. And that was you. And so when we talked, like I remember, like I know you're gonna do this form. Something that I wasn't aware of that I learned through you was that when I was able to apply for the work permit, like the travel permit, I didn't have to pay for that. It came as a benefit of waiting for the green card. I wasn't aware of that. I was so close to not submit those paperwork because I was like, it's so much work, it's a lot of paperwork, and why I'm gonna pay for that? I was gonna get and be like, I have a work permit right now. It's about to expire, but hopefully by then I'll get the green card. And I remember you telling me like, no, it's at no cost. It can help you do it. And I'm so glad I did because my work permit ended up taking a bit of the time, and then it's just good. It didn't hurt. I didn't have to pay extra for it, so it's good. That's something that I learned that with you. For me, it was easy. I came to the state knowing English, and might not be the best, but I am very good at understanding more than any. So, and I also had Evan, so if it was something that was a little bit off, I will ask him. And I also will use Google research. I'm a person that, like I will just always do my research on a term or a word. But overall, I feel like your program is very clear. And then again, we have the Facebook group where we can just throw our questions and you're gonna, give us an answer regardless. So it's pretty clear, in my opinion. Everything I needed was inside the program. The challenges that I had was just like, taking the time to do all of that, printing everything, putting it together, making sure you send them. Like the challenges, there's gonna be challenges because the process is overwhelming. It's a lot of paperwork. But with the program, you try to make it as clear as possible, and it's right there. And I remember I went to my calendar and I said that by March 17th, I need to have an answer. If they don't give me an answer, then I have to reach out again. So that this last couple months was stressful because I'm like, they better give it to me in this 6-day period, because if no, what's gonna happen? Like if no, I felt like there was something wrong, like it's been so long already, like why it's taking you so hard to take a decision? Like, do you need an interview? Okay, let's do the interview. Do you need something else? Like, I already gave you what you need. Like, what else in this process do you want? And I was like, okay, let's see. Because another thing that I never got with immigration, I never got emails, I never got the text message, I never knew anything through that. Like, how yesterday in the group, I think Camila finally posted through her phone, they said that they got it. I never got those texts. I never, even though I sent everything for them, Evan and I never got emails, never got text message about any update.
Yeah.
I'll let him reply on this one.
Absolutely. It gave us a common goal to work towards, and something that I'd see would make her very happy and would relieve or alleviate a lot of stress if the process had finally gone through like that. So it's to be where we are now, it's like it definitely was worth it for all the stuff that we had to deal with.
Yeah. As much as research we can do, because you are about to do the process, you also don't know what to believe. You're gonna probably be like, oh, this person said they did this and it worked out, but this person for that they didn't work out. So you don't know really what's gonna work out for you or not. And in your program, you explain everything very well. You show different scenarios too. You have examples, like if you came with a tourist visa, if you came as a student visa, like you kind of like, show all those things. You have the community in Facebook, the Facebook group, that I feel like that help a lot. You kind of seeing other people like in your same shoes give you perspective. And I feel like it's cost effective, and at the same time you can pride that you also did it yourself, more than and that way at the end of the day, now you know what it took, you actually took to go through that.
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it was, and like, say I had some help, I have some guidance, is the way I like to see it. But I sat down, read those forms, feel it, did everything, and I know what it takes. And like Emma was saying, it gives power to your relationship, because that amount of time that you have to sit down and do it, that it takes dedication on both parts.
Of course.
Even though I feel like the immigrant is always the one doing the most, but it give their partner their perspective to be like, okay, it's a lot. They are doing a lot just to be here. I'm already here, like,
Yeah.
so